I am Dr.V.UMAMAHESWARI, Associate Professor of English from A.D.M. College for Women, Nagapattinam. Now I am going to take the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. It is prescribed for first year. Title of the paper is General English 1, Unit 1. The title of the poem is Where the Mind is Without Fear. Let me first read the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depths of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by me into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Let us see the introduction about the poet. It was written by Rabindranath Tagore. He was born on 6th May in 1861. He was the youngest of Maharishi Debendranath Tagore's 14 children. He is the 14th child. Almost all the members of the family had artistic tastes and talents. Tagore started writing lyrics in his boyhood. Tagore was averse to the education imparted to children in his time, as it comprised mere bookish learning, killing their native sensitivity and imagination. In 1878, he was sent to England to study at University College, London, where he failed to make a mark. Marrying Mrinalini Devi, Tagore settled at Sealdah on the banks of the Ganges. The majority of his romantic poems were written during this period. Tagore's most famous work is Gitanjali. We all know very well about Gitanjali. He translated it from Bengal to English. From his work, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1913. Tagore's other famous poetic works are The Crescent Moon, The Gardener, Fruit Gathering, etc. He was knighted in 1915, but he rejected it to show his opposition to the British regime in India. Gitanjali is a collection of devotional in terms of love between man and woman. Tagore's patriotism is revealed in the verse, Where the mind is without fear. The Tagore visualizes a religious atmosphere with God, leading people into ever widening realms of thought and action. He lays an emphasis not on mere freedom from British sovereignty, but on freedom from fear, intellectual restraint, blind habit, narrow domestic barriers, atheist thinking, etc. Let us come to the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. The poet visualizes a social setup where one can be fearless and walk with his head erect. If we don't have fear means we can walk very well, head laying up. And where knowledge is available freely and is not subjected to any censorship. If we have no fear means we can walk freely without thinking anyone. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depths of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. Here, the poet visualizes a world which is not divided by narrow economic political and religious barriers. So the world is not broken up into fragments, and where the truth prevails and people tirelessly stretch towards perfection. Here he says the people are in perfect condition and they are doing the works very perfectly so that we can't fear about anything. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action. Into that heaven of freedom, my father led my country away. Here, Tagore says that reason should not be bogged down by outdated ideas and ideals. Tagore wants God to guide them into ever widening realms. India asleep and ruled by the Britishers. So far, we have under the clutches of Britishers. Now, we are coming away from them. We are going to get freedom. So, Tagore says we should awake. We should not be slaves in the hands of British people. So, we have to be very smart. He asked everyone to awake and bring an ideal land of India. So, he wants everyone to be free without any fear. So, he wants every Indian and every people of India to be free and they should be away from the Britishers. After getting freedom, we should awake and we have to think of about our future. In this poem, that is the poem where the mind is without fear. So far, we are under British people. Now we are going to get freedom. We have to be free and we should think of our future. We should not be slave no more. He wants everyone to be free and fearless. And he wants all the people to be awake and bring a new beautiful India. That's what he says in this poem, where the mind is without fear. Let us see another poem, Love Cycle. It is also from Unit 1, General English Paper 1, first year. Let us see the poem first. I will read the poem, Love Cycle. It was written by Chinua Achebe. At dawn, slowly, the sun withdraws his long mystery arms of embrace. Happy lovers, whose exertions leave no aftertaste, nor slush of love's conversion, earth perfumed in dewdrop fragrance waits. To whispers of soft-eyed light, later he will wear out his temper, plowing the vast acres of heaven, and take it out of her in burning darts of anger. Long accustomed to such caprice, she waits patiently for evening, when thoughts of another night will restore his mellowness and her power over him. Let us see the introduction about the poet Chinua Achebe. He was an African poet, novelist. Chinua Achebe was born on November 16, 1930 at Ogidi in Nigeria. He is a Nigerian novelist acclaimed for his unsentimental depictions of the social and psychological disorientation accompanying the imposition of Western customs and values upon traditional African society. Achebe grew up into the Igbo town of Ogidi, Nigeria. After studying English literature in the University of Ibadan, he taught for a short time and later joined the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation in Lagos. In 1969, Achebe toured the US lecturing at some universities. Upon his return to Nigeria, he was appointed research fellow at the University of Nigeria and became professor of English. In 1990, he moved to the United States where he taught at College, New York. Later, he joined the faculty of Brown University in Rome. The poem Love Cycle by the African writer Chinua Achebe describes the sun's effect on the earth and vice versa as a hardly romantic relationship. The poem depicts the couple, that is, he depicts sun and the moon as a couple. The sun as an angry male, he depicts the sun as a male and earth as a female. So, how he tells, how he sees in this poem, we will see sun as male, earth as a female. Now, let us see the poem. At dawn, slowly, the sun withdraws his long, misty arms of embrace, happy lovers. Here, the lovers are the earth and the sun and the earth. The poem Love Cycle begins in describing the attitude of the sun at dawn. He says at dawn how the sun will be. It comes down from the earth. The sun's withdrawal tells. It seems like it comes from the earth. It's not coming from the earth. It looks like as it comes from the earth. Begins it describing the attitude of the sun at dawn. The sun's withdrawal tells the embrace of its light that isn't fixated on anything. The sun rays at this time are widespread. So, when the sun comes, the whole world brightens. So, he says that the sun rays at this time are widespread and scattered. The light is going upon everywhere. The far reach of the sun at dawn doesn't affect the most of the earth. The rays of the sun at the morning, it doesn't affect any part of the earth. Whose exertions leave no afterstate nor slash of love's combustion, earth perfumed in dewdrop, fragrance waves. The sun's influence on the earth is seen here. Here he says, in the early morning, in the plants, there will be a dewdrops. How it will be? The sun's influence on the earth is seen here. The poet portrays the interaction between the earth and the sun to the relationship between a couple. He says the sun and the earth as a couple. He depicts it as couple. He says it as couple. However, the nature of the relationship is dispassionate. The lines reveal the after effects of sex between the repressed couple. Here the couple is sun and the earth. It's lukewarm. In the last line, the first stanza, the poet calls the sun and the earth happy lovers. He depicts them as, he calls them as lovers, the sun and the earth. But the stanza begs to differ. The phrase love's combustion here refers to the heat of the sun. Combustion is, that is the heat of the sun, which is absent at this time of dawn. When the sun rises, there won't be much heat. It only highlights the presence of dew, showing the freshness of earth. To whispers of soft-eyed light, later he will wear out his temper, ploughing the vast acres of heaven and take it. Gradually, dawn gives way to noon. After the sun rises, the climate changes and it comes to noon. Here the sun is very hot, portrayed as a man with temper. He says the heart of the sun is tempered to the angry of man. The soft-eyed light, representing the sun's rays at dawn, will soon grow hot with time. When the sun rises, there won't be more heat. When it comes time in the noon, it will be more hot. The sun's journey on the day starts from east, where it rises, to the west. It sets in the west. The poet tells us that within that time, the sun will become hot. He says, The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. In the meantime, when it comes in the morning, there won't be more hot. Where after the time later goes up in the noon, the sun is very hot. Later, the sun sets in the evening. Out of her in burning darts of anger, long accustomed to such caprice, she waits patiently. Now the poet reveals that is the heat of the sun falls on the earth, so the earth manages the heat of the sun. Now the poet reveals Earth's reaction to the sun's scorching heat at noon, but her attitude is one of patience and tolerance, although the harsh rays are fixed on the earth. The earth absorbs the harsh light of the same way as a woman. When we compared with man, woman always tolerates everything than man. So he compares, Chinua Achebe compares earth with woman, sun with man. So he compares the earth with woman and he says the earth tolerates all the heat given by the sun. And her partner's temper while accepting her own. She accepts what heat is given by the sun. For evening when thoughts of another night will restore his mellowness and her power over him. The earth tolerates the sun's hardness because at night her partner's gentleness returns. The sun becomes mellow because he wants to make love to him. The woman, that is the earth, takes comfort in these moments where she has full reign over her partner. At night, the sunlight becomes gentle through the reflecting surface of the moon. During the night time, when the moon comes, the climate is little cooler. So all the heat has been gone and the earth becomes cool. The point guesses the earth tolerates the sun of these moments of freedom and relief. This natural phenomenon recurs every day. Every day the sun rises, the noon there will be very hot, and the evening the sun sets, and at the night we feel such a cool climate. It happens regularly. In the sense, the poem never ends. Hence, the title is given as Love Cycle. In this poem, Chinua Achebe compares sun and the earth. He compares sun with a man, earth with a woman, because earth tolerates everything like woman. So the cycle goes on repeating from morning to the sun rises in the morning, the noon, and the evening it sets in the west. The cycle happens every day like this also. Our life is also like this. So he says this poem as Love Cycle. Thank you.